Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss another very important research topic, which is machine learning, in short, ML. So, machine learning is quite relatable to the people who are working in the field of artificial intelligence, deep learning, etc., or in the cognitive science. So, whenever we do say that artificial intelligence, people do confuse it with machine learning or deep learning or something like that. Artificial intelligence includes the ML as well as DL, and obviously, both these domains are part of AI only. But there is a difference. AI includes a lot more different tools and techniques, and there are so many different technologies assisting towards the active development of AI. But ML specifically talks about the some native algorithms which are designed for the specific machine learning purpose, and some of those algorithms are also used in the domain of deep learning, but obviously the deep learning functioning mechanism and the related requirements are quite different in comparison to machine learning, because machine learning can work with a less amount of data and some less number of features, but to have a better accuracy in terms of deep learning you need a very big data set and lot more features. Additionally, you need to guide the ML algorithms, but DL algorithms are self-guided. So obviously they do need a lot more data because they want to self-train. So in this way, the ML and DL are quite different and both are part of AI. Now coming to our today's topic of discussion, which is ML. So now when we say that machine learning is very important, so in specific terms of what is ML. So let me tell you that machine learning is a study of computer algorithms to improve means automatically or through experience by the use of existing data, and it might be in the form of some real world test bed data set, or it might be some artificially generated data set or something like that. Okay, so many computer algorithms are there, and only the computer algorithms are responsible for making the machine learn. So in this way, when we say that DL and ML are compatible or the comparable, no, because the underlying algorithms behavioral mechanics is quite different. Okay, and that's why the concept of different supervised and unsupervised learning comes into picture with respect to ML and DL. Now, when we say machine learning algorithms are using some sort of model and the data, so there comes a concept of training data and testing data. Then this model of ML gets applied to number of research domains, including the medical science, some technological fields like email filtering, etc., speech recognition, computer vision, etc. Now coming to the different sorts of topics, because particularly in this series of research topic and domain, we focus on the kind of different topics that we can discuss or that we can explore to have a better understanding of our interest. Because as a fresh researcher, you don't know much about the domain, and you don't know how to start with, you don't know where to go, and you don't know what to focus on. So some of the domains, if you get to know about any particular topic, then you may decide whether your interest lies with that particular domain or not. If yes, then move on, explore further. If not, please switch to some other topic or something like that. So coming to the related domains or the topics which are related to machine learning. So one is feature selection. So what is feature? So as I told already in my video related to AI, that feature is a kind of a characteristic or the attribute of a particular entity. Like human, you have some body, weight, mass, etc., color, complexion. All these things are features, and you can further subdivide these features. So in this way, how deep you go to define a particular detail, that is going to be part of a particular separate feature. Now, once you have selected the feature, once you have defined the features, you need to select some features, because it is not necessary that all the features are going to contribute to for the active processing of a particular entity or the kind of data, because there are so many features with respect to a particular entity or data, and then you need to define that which are the most prominent features, those are going to contribute actively. There might be some ambiguous or kind of non-contributing features, and you need to eliminate those features from your training so that your model works well and suitably leads you into a particular direction. For example, if you are training a model which is going to calculate the financial structure, the financial liability of a particular person, then it is nothing to do with this particular model, nothing to do with the color or the complexion of the person, because you are not going to classify the people, or you're not going to judge the people based on their color or the complexion. And though you are related, means your model is related with their salary, with their spendings, etc. So in this way, to design the financial profile of a person, his personal characteristic profiles are not bit related. So that's why I'm going to tell you that some of the concepts related to the feature selection becomes very important, and that's why you need to cleverly or very smartly choose only the relatable features, and then you can go and have a better model design. Second thing, the kind of supervised or unsupervised learning. So whether you want to train the algorithms you want to supervise or not, then again, depending on this particular choice, you can use different sorts of available algorithms. Most of the code is open source, and you may use different tools like Python, MATLAB, Julia, etc. And so many different algorithms are there. You can use, you can even self-code into different languages. Those possibilities are always open. Then some of the related algorithms also include like support vector machine, where you are supposed to design a particular vector separating the things. Second thing, you have the kind of random forest, then you have k nearest neighbors and decision tree, etc. Then point is that all these things are there. Then concept of neural network also gets related with the machine learning in a way. So if you are interested in neural network sort of things, because ultimately ML is going to get expanded in the form of DL, where the lot more data is available, and you are bored with the self supervision of the network or the self training. So the DL algorithms will take the responsibility, will self train the model, and in this way you are not bothered about. Okay, then if you are going to relate into the field of some evolutionary algorithms, then you may apply to the field of particle swarm optimization, and the related things are there. So in evolutionary algorithms also, you can combine the concept of ML and evolutionary algorithms, and then you can design some of the related concepts. Then for the purpose of anomaly detection, feature extraction, cluster formation, etc., you can use the concept of ML. Okay, so just by knowing the basic fundamentals, just by knowing the requirements, and just by knowing the related some of the domains, you may have a basic idea that what sort of things you can do with ML and in which particular domains. So in academia, medical, manufacturing, industrial, agriculture, climate, etc. Everywhere, wherever the data is there, you can apply ML. And if data is larger in size and you don't want to take the headache of guiding the algorithms or to monitor or to further improvise the model, then just simply use the deep learning. Okay. Now coming to the funding, so many institutes, again, like I told you many times in my other videos, that so many different research institutes are there, or the bodies are there which are actively funding in different domains just to make their task easier. So some of them include the National Cancer Institute, National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, National Institute on Drug Abuse, National Institute of General Medicine Sciences, National Institute of Allergy and Infection Diseases, National Eye Institute, and the Medical Research Council, National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering, National Institute for Health Research, National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, Energy Engineering and Physical Science Research Council, congressionally directed medical research programs, and National Institute of Nursing Research, and National Institute of Arthritis and musculoskeletal and skin diseases, Ministry of Science and Technology. Then some of the other related institutes include the National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research, National Institute of Health, and National Library on Medicine, National Center for Advanced Translational Sciences, National Institute of Minority, means National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disputes. Yeah, then many national as well as the international institutes with respect to a particular countries are available. Means so many different sorts of institutes and the bodies are working and actively funding for the research related to ML, because they do know that in future it is going to be really cumbersome to deal with so much data. So why not to start spending into the things which are technologically relatable. And ML and DL have quite impeccable results in terms of various research fields. They have proven their usefulness. And in industry domains, so many self-automated things are in process, and this is only because of the role of AI somewhere. Okay, means the ML or the DL sort of thing. So ML is especially useful when you have less data. So that's why ML becomes more relatable in terms of means in comparison to DL, because so many people don't have the larger data sets, but they do want to means automate their things, especially in the field of IoT where the devices are power sensitive, resource constrained. There the concept of ML becomes more important. Now coming to some of the top journals or the venues where you can publish your work, because so much research is going on continuously, research is on rise with respect to machine learning. So you can go for the sensors, because the sensors data is less and ML usually gets applied. So MDPI sensor is there, then neurocomputing is there with respect to neuro related research, then Journal of Physics conference series, then IEEE transactions on neural networks and learning system is there, expert systems and applications is there, journal clause 1 is there, pattern recognition, then journal on American Statistical Association, then IEEE geoscience and remote sensing letters. Additionally, the applied sciences, remote sensing, and the advanced material science, then the multimedia tools and applications, etc. So many journals, transactions, proceedings, conferences are also available, but I'm not going to discuss conference because so many conferences are there. But usually you should go for online. You search, you should have the A star, B star kind of conferences, and if you find, then you can go. Okay, try with the journal. It will be easy, because if you don't have funding, because so many, I usually make videos for those people who don't have sort of funding available at their side. That's why I usually tell that always go for unpaid journals. That will give you the edge in recognition, as well as it will give you the ease of burden in terms of financial things. Secondly, means when you go for journals, you don't need to go and have a presentation sort of things, because many times you don't have the kind of budget for traveling, staying, boarding, lodging, etc. Okay, so in this way, because so many independent authors are there, or the independent researchers are there who want to do research, but they don't know the right kind of content or the direction. That's why I say that you should always go for the journal publisher, and the tough criteria of journal will let you know the right kind of things, is the right kind of comments you will get from the esteemed reviewers and the editorial board members. And in this way, you will learn so many things. In conferences, so many means it's again a debated topic, that how do conferences select their papers. If the conferences are top-notch conferences, then you can say means their financial requirements are very big, means the publication fee, etc. But in addition to this, the competition is very much high there. And third thing, that many times, despite being very good journal, very good work, you submit there in a particular conference, and then you do see that so many the influential people's paper are getting accepted and yours not. Might be because people do say that networking does work in this sort of environment, and it's not a fact that you can deny completely, but it is not completely true also. Okay, because it is not like that. Yes, networking influences people, but if you have the right kind of content and if you can justify it, then obviously it will work, get published, not in one conference or journal, obviously in some other conference or journal. Okay, and these sort of things are everywhere. Now coming to the top publishers. So if you have IEEE, if you want to publish in IEEE, so many relatable journals are there. Additionally, the Springer, Elsevier, Francis, Wiley, MDPI, Sage, Oxford University Press, Hindawi, Transtech, Science, and I think these are enough. Additionally, if you want to explore more, then you can go and have the Frontiers Media, Award Scientific Publishing, Cambridge University Press, Institute of Mathematics, Statistics, etc. So many things are there. But usually the well-known, the IEEE, Elsevier, even for mathematical, if you are exploring the mathematical aspects of machine learning, you can go for SIAM, etc. So in this way, you can explore. Okay, now coming to the other thing that is related to financial things, means if you want to have a wider exposure to your research, so obviously you can go for open access, but it will again need the financial support. So if you have funding available, go for it. If not, no issue. It is not likely that only if you make your research open access, then only you will get the wider coverage. Not at all. If your content is good, if your work is good, definitely authors will get attracted, and definitely your work will get recognition. Now coming to some of the most recent publications, I am going to tell you some of the related articles which are recently accepted, and it is going to give you a brief idea that what sort of things are in process of research by different universities and the authors, because then you will get an idea whether these things kind of ignite a passion inside you for research in this particular domain or not. Okay, so for example, if we explore a particular like statistica sinica, here the sparse function principal component analysis in high dimensions is discussed, and it is accepted as a future article. And coming to the other work of the same journal, here a stratified penalized kernel method for semi-parametric variable labeling and estimation of multi-output time varying coefficient model for non-stationary time series is discussed. So with respect to time series also, so much discussions is done in different domains including ML. Then a comprehensive taxonomy of a dynamic texture representation is discussed in ACM computing surveys. Then in 2023 Statica Sinica heterogeneity analysis via integration of multi-sources high-dimensional data with application to cancer studies is discussed. And coming to the other work, International Journal on Continuing Engineering Education and Lifelong Learning, there is a work evaluation model of college students online learning level difference based on support vector machine. Then a video generative adversarial network means VGAN, a video generative adversarial network based reviews accepted for publication in SCM computing surveys in their future versions. So lot more works are there, lot more discussions are there, lot more fields are there, and if you want to explore more, you should go to Google Scholar. You can just simply put the ML or sort of things, and you will apply filter based on time, etc. Then you will find the latest articles which are supposed to get published in near future. Okay, so I think you must have had a basic idea that what sort of things are in process, what sort of people are engaged in these sort of activities, and with respect to the authors or the universities which are involved, let me tell you: the University of California System, Xinjiang University, Tsinghua University, University of North Carolina System, and the Nanyang Technological University, Howard University, Peking University, University of Washington, MIT Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Stanford University. These are some of the top-notch universities which are actively working in the field of ML, and they are exploring means AI. So obviously including the DL also. And if you want to have some related top authors and details, then so many means Chinese and US based authors are there, and then you can have the related details. Okay, and if you want to have more kind of related information on the authors or sort of thing, then you should go to Google Scholar. Again, you will find a lot of authors in detail. So I think you had a basic idea, and this video might be helpful for you. If you didn't get anything, or you want to comment down means about the criticism or something, you are most welcome. Please let me know what are the things which went wrong in this particular video and how I can enhance my skills or the kind of analysis in my future videos. Okay, thanks for watching again. Happy learning.